So once more, we are here to discuss Arsenal transfers, and the possibility of Arsenal signing Eberechi is almost there. Like, it is here we go. The possibility of it being here we go is imminent. And the way I'm saying things, Arsenal signing Eze is, for me, somehow questionable. So that's why I have an Arsenal fan here who can just help us to address the situation of Arsenal signing Eze. Because from the look of things, Eze is a midfielder, and then that midfield positions in Arsenal is somehow locked, where you have Oodegard, you have Rice, you have Zubimendi, then we also have Christian Logan from Brighton, the new player for Brentford, yes, the new player of Arsenal. So bringing in Eberechi, is it actually a good idea for Arsenal? Is it actually a wise decision that Mikel Arteta is taking? Because for me, I don't really get that midfield position. Why he's prioritizing it is what is still confusing me. So, as an Arsenal fan, what can you tell us about this?
Well, for my take in Arsenal signing Eberechi, for me, I think it's a good signing. Though people may look it that our midfield is compacted, but if you take a good look at our midfield, we don't have someone like Eze. You can say Oodegard is a very good player. On his day, he's very creative. But you cannot say same thing about other players in that midfield. Rice, yes, Rice is good. He's a box-to-box midfielder. He can maraud up and down the pitch without getting tired. But does he have that flair, that creativity in him, like Oodegard?
Okay, now Arsenal is going for Eze so that they can have a backup player in the person of Oodegard, right?
Yes.
So, like, Oodegard is going to be a kind of an upfront person for Eberechi Eze.
Not actually, but one thing they are signing him is because if you watched Arsenal last season against big team that attacks, that like to attack or they like to play attacking football.
Yes.
Arsenal always have edge.
Okay.
Against teams like that. But when it comes to teams that play low block, teams that have a defensive shape,
yes,
Arsenal usually find it very difficult to penetrate them,
to break it.
Yeah, yes.
And I really think that the presence of Eberechi Eze might change things for Arsenal.
It's going to help.
But if the presence of Oodegard all along has not been helping, though Oodegard has been good for Arsenal, but his contributions, are they enough to take Arsenal to where they want to be? If Oodegard, because for me, I personally feel that Oodegard is a better player compared to Eberechi Eze. So if Oodegard cannot do it, you really think that Eberechi Eze can actually do it? Or should we shift him to another position? Because he can play as a winger and also as a midfielder. And from the look of things, at a Crystal Palace, Eberechi Eze works in the midfield. He works perfectly in the midfield position. There you get the point. And then him joining Arsenal now, like, is he not coming to lose his value?
It's not.
The possibility of him being a starter for Arsenal is what I really doubt. Like, I really doubt him being a starter in Arsenal.
When you are going to a team like Arsenal that have players, like big players or good players, or players with quality, you are going there with the assurance that you believe that you can go there and display someone from that team.
High confidence.
Yes.
Okay.
So for Eberechi Eze, one thing you have to understand is that he's not going to substitute Oodegard
or Rice.
No, he might bench Rice in a match. Understand me? Why Arteta is bringing him is because of tactical. He wants to have this tactical flexibility.
Okay, because what Arsenal has is not productive enough. So they need maybe a different version.
They need something when they can twist. If you want to have a tactical change in a match,
yes,
then Eze will be available. Okay, you don't have that personality right now in that team.
So So Oodegard is not good enough. That's what it means.
No, it's not Oodegard is not good enough.
He needs a backup player.
You see, understand me, that's where I'm going.
Okay.
You see, if you look at Man City, they have someone like Kevin De Bruyne. Understand me?
Yes.
And they have someone like Gundogan.
Okay.
So in them, and they can still play them in that match, and they still have someone like Bernardo Silva.
What we should look at now is, since Gundogan came back to Manchester City, what has Manchester City been?
The truth that
Like
well, let's not dwell on that
the
that
midfield
much.
is totally collapsed. Right now, midfield of Manchester City is in shambles.
Because he is not really himself. He's a shadow of himself
Okay, he
right
has
now.
deformed.
He
Or
has
maybe age is
deformed.
affecting
Age
him.
is affecting him. But
Okay.
the Gundogan that we know before, you and I know on his day what he's capable of doing.
Okay.
Together with Rodri and De Bruyne in that
Okay.
midfield.
Okay. So what Arteta is trying to do now is to adopt the ideology of his boss. Okay. The way you can easily switch midfield.
That is what I'm saying. You can play Rice, Eze, and Oodegard in the same midfield.
Okay, so which
To
means
give
that
you a
Rice will
creativity
come back
more.
as a defensive midfielder.
Yes.
Okay.
Why Eze and this one, what is its name? Oodegard will take on that creativity job.
Okay.
So the reason why I think Arteta is doing it is because he wants to have that tactical flexibility in matches where he's finding it very difficult to break down opponents.
Okay. But you know that this Rice coming back as a defensive midfielder, it might affect Arsenal because
Why?
he's so versatile. He's a boss to boss midfielder. Understand? And then if he's to sit a defensive role without pushing forward like that, it might really affect Arsenal. Unlike how it used to be when Partey was there. Partey will just sit back and give protection to Rice and Odegaard. But right now that Partey is no longer there, and then there is every possibility that Rice might come back to assume that role. Can he really do it like Partey?
Why
Understand?
yes.
Okay, I'm coming first. Can he really do it like Partey? That is one question that we need to find the answer.
The truth is,
And if Partey is there, then it gives Rice that freedom to rigmarole anyhow. Understand the point now?
Yes, I know where.
And then once he's doing that work, once Rice is doing that work, then Arsenal is excelling. And if Rice comes back to play a defensive role, what then happens to that midfielder? That work that Rice used to do up front, do you think the like of Odegaard and Eze can really do it?
Truth is, if you look at the profile of Rice and this person, Partey, they are two different types of defensive midfielder. Rice was never a box-to-box midfielder. Rice has been playing that role since he was drifted from playing centre back to playing that six role in that midfield.
Yes.
See, it was only when he came to Arsenal that Arteta converted him to that role.
Okay.
But since then he has been productive.
Yes.
He has proved this thing to be very useful in that role. But he's a good defensive midfielder. But he's a different profile to Partey. Partey is a player that likes to sit back, counter attack, and then turn defense into attack.
Yes.
He has that capability to dictate a long pass, to dictate players that are not marked, and then turn defense into attack. But that is different from Rice. Rice is a defensive midfielder that likes to intercept. His own is to break in counter attack, then pass to any nearby player. Then that player he passes to will then have to do whatever he wishes to do with the ball.
Now, for you now, you feel that the signing of Eberechi is a nice idea for Arsenal.
It's a very good idea.
And it is going to be productive for them.
It's going to be very, very productive.
Okay.
Because we lacked